The thoughts and opinions expressed during this broadcast are for entertainment purposes only. They are not facts. Now enjoy the show.
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? It's episode 41 of the Not Impressed podcast. We back with another one. It's your boy kanesworld.
For peace sake.
Hey, you feel me? I appreciate everybody tapping in.
Yep.
You feel me? We got to keep drilling it in. Let's like, let's subscribe, let's comment, let's do all that. Let's share this shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I still want to know where people from, man. We don't.
No, for sure. Where everybody at, man?
Like, come on, man. Just comment, like, say, India.
You feel me?
Like, I want to know if we reaching somebody out there.
Or even say like Peter's Hood, Canoga. You know what I'm saying? Or Langdon.
No.
Like if I'm coming off of Langdon.
He said his name is Kanesworld, but if you didn't notice, this is the original member of Michael Jackson's We Are the World.
I was actually going to take Mike's spot, low key at first.
He's like one of the original kids and shit.
I was going to be Mike, but then I got in trouble at school and yeah, you know, it's crazy. But you know, that it is what it is.
We are the world.
We are the children. 1, 2, 3. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, 2, 3.
Hey, to think
baby,
about
you
Michael,
and me
bro,
now.
but to
Hold
think
on, bro. That's what they did to me too at the auditions, bro. Let me.
He was trying to be a background singer.
Here comes Mike coming in, moonwalking and shit. Like, goddamn, not this
I
little
seen
nigga
you
again.
moonwalking too, bro. You look worse than Rick Ross doing
Bro,
that shit.
it was a rubber floor.
He's like, I can't do it.
What do you want me to do? It's a rubber floor. Like,
Take your
goddamn.
socks off. I mean, take your shoes off.
This nigga want me to barefoot in that motherfucker. This nigga. Hey, but it's episode 41.
Episode 41.
Anybody who's been tapping in for a while, hopefully you've seen last week we had episode 40 with Hazard. You know what I mean? That was our first episode.
Shout out to Hazard.
With somebody else. You know, shout out to Hazard, man. It was a good episode. A lot of good convo. You know what I mean? Some funny things. He was laughing about my grandma and shit.
Oh, that was
a good
hilarious.
times. If you didn't check it out, you know, go ahead and run it back. Go check that one out, man. That one was very good. If you're not familiar with Hazard, he's a what would you call him? He's a rapper. He just recently
He's a rapper, man. He's an artist. You know what I'm saying?
I just didn't know whether to call him like a viral rapper. Like he's a rapper
that went
viral just recently.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He put together the 40 ounce Fridays.
40 ounce Fridays, which is a freestyle series.
Mm-hmm.
Been going
which
on.
Is about to end. So
it's been going on for 260 weeks. He's got 40 more weeks.
Yep.
So everybody go tap in with I'm a Hazard. It's IMAHAZERD on Instagram, man. He's got 260 freestyles for you.
Yeah.
And they're all fire.
And it's crazy.
They're all fire.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? And while we're on that, you know, subject, let's be transparent. Let's be with the people. While we were out here with the people, you know, it's our first interview. We all know there's room to grow, shit like that. But what'd you think? What was your takeaways from that? How'd you enjoy the episode, man?
I enjoyed the episode. But like, you know, you could definitely we could definitely kind of have more of the discussions on like certain topics, you know what I mean? Get the insight from, you know what I mean? That other guests basically kind of pick their brain like, okay, about them as well. But then, you know, like just be able to speak about, you know, some of the topics that we typically talk about to kind of get like a little bit more of the free flowing conversation.
No, for sure.
But you know, it was our first interview, so
for sure.
I mean, and that's the thing: is interview? Is it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What are we doing?
And that, you know, that's something that we got to decide and figure out. You know, like, are we doing an interview? Are we doing like a stream with a 20-minute interview, or just to introduce to the people? You know what I mean?
One thing I will say is that on Joe Budden's podcast, what he'll do is they'll have their pod first, and then later on the guests will come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of like so vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. But
I think that's like. That's a lot of production that we don't have.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and I'd honestly rather just have somebody
kind of go through it with us.
Yeah, go through it with us just to add in a little more insight of like somebody else's opinion, you know what I mean? Something like that. And something to feed off of. Because like we talked about before, there's an A mic, there's a B mic, there's a C mic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of podcasts. There's some with 2. There's a lot with 3 to 4 people, you know what I mean? So to have different people that we associate with or that we're cool with or just cool people in general come in and just like be able to be that third mic and have that conversation with us.
I mean, also too, like, it's like, you know, once we start, you know, really getting, you know, it's usually just been us for
sure
40 weeks, you know, 39 weeks, you know,
no, for sure,
minus the ones we've lost.
Yeah, true.
We got some lost episodes, but you know, like moving forward or whatever, like, you know, we're gonna start to get into that you know what I mean? It's
for sure,
picking it up. It's like building the chemistry.
And like I was saying before, it's like we've done 39 episodes, just me and you.
Yeah.
Adding a third person is almost like episode 1. all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember
like
episode 1, bro?
Yeah, exactly. I remember episode 1. You know what I mean? It's like episode 1 all over again because you're kind of dealing with the third person in a different dynamic and deciding what you want to do with that added energy. You know what I mean? But we got to guide the energy the whole time.
That's the thing, though. So I think that's what it is like, if there is anything that we weren't able to do, was that, you know, like, because, you know, not saying that, you know, like Hazard, he's going to say what he's saying, but like, as the interviewer or like the whole, you know what I mean? You have to kind of like guide the conversation a little bit. Force it other directions, you know?
Carrying the energy, I would give us a nice like 8 out of 10. The conversation was good.
It was great.
There was no dead parts. If anything was happening, it continued into something else, continued different stories. Carrying the energy, good 8. When it comes to steering the energy and taking it all these which ways and bringing stuff, I'll give us a good like 6.5.
Okay.
Maybe a 7, you know, depending how you see it. Because I feel like we were both cognitive enough to like, we were steering it in certain ways. But I think that we
had our questions.
I had a couple parts too where I was going somewhere and then you kind of like jumped it a couple steps to somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like when I originally went into like, you know how he got in the streets and the jail and shit.
We didn't get there.
He barely went into it, but then you switched it to how did you get into music?
Yeah, instantly.
I
noticed that.
So then it went over.
Trust me, I seen that. I was like,
which is no big deal, but that's just.
But it's like we got to get deeper.
Exactly, and that what comes into like that pre-production of figuring out with each other like where we want to go. So again, it was the first time. You know, if you guys checked it out, we really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and go back and like it if you didn't. If you didn't go check it out, you feel me? Go check that out, man. Like we said, this is only the first one with guests. We got a lot of ideas for some different guests. You know what I mean? Some crazy stories, some different type of people.
We're really gonna open it up. You know what I mean? So just stick with us, bear with us. If you see we going through
and we were just
changes,
we're changes different places and stuff. You know, next week we might even do a whole different setting. But
stick with us. We figuring it all out.
Fuck with us, man. This is episode 40, and when we look at shit, or 41, when we look at shit, and it's like 41 is a lot. And it is a lot when you're doing it for 10 months straight.
Yeah, still
dedicating every day, 1 day a week to doing this shit when you're already working 5-6 days a week. You know, it is a lot. But in the numbers of podcasts, like, and Hazard said it himself, he was like, "You guys might have to do 500."
Yeah,
he's like, "You might have to do 500 of these before it pops."
Sure.
But
Ice Cube said something, man. He said, "If you're not willing to do 5 years of work with no money, then don't even start."
Yeah. And that's a fact, because it'd be like that.
On anything that you guys are doing out there, whatever it may be, you know, it's going to take a lot of consistency, and it's going to take like literally like the drive when you don't have it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, come on, let's be transparent. How many times you didn't feel like doing the podcast?
No, for sure. Plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of times.
And there's been times that we dragged the whole day on until like the end of the day. Yeah. And still ran through with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people might think, oh, it's just a podcast. You know, we do is sitting down talking. No, we got to come here. We have to bring energy. We have to bring some great topics to speak about. You know,
and also most of the time it's like I said, if you're working 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. So that's Monday through Saturday. Then Sunday you're trying to link up and do a podcast. And usually too, when we do a podcast, like let's say the podcast is an hour 20 minutes. That time that it takes, you know, to build the energy, you know, I'm not going to just come in, boo, do that shit. So we have like it's like a good 2-3 hours.
Almost like a meditation. Like,
it's
I feel like we're just kind of like me. I'm just like getting ready for a boxing match.
No, for sure. And it's like a good 2-3 hours. So it's like, and most of the time we don't just do that. So it's like, if it is a Sunday and I'm pulling up to your crib, we're going to do 2-3 hours for the pod. And then it's like, I'm already there. So might as well make a song or like do something. So the whole day's done. And that was the one day you have to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of dedication.
Yeah, it's a lot of dedication.
We get into it, man.
Hey, but we ain't complaining about it. Honestly, I love it. I'm excited.
It's like the whole, you know, go ahead, my bad. Hey, keep it up to me. I'm going to cut you off. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm kind of elaborating, going deep too, but it's like a new baby. You feel me? I just want to keep feeding that shit and see what could come. And we were talking earlier about the episode, the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Which is about 7 episodes from now.
We're going to do something.
So episode 48, we're going to do some. I'm thinking we might just do like a little party at my house or some shit, have a good amount of people. We'll do this shit in my room.
And just have people come in.
And have people just keep coming in and popping in and just meeting people, different vibes. I might put the stripper pole up in there.
Yeah.
And just, and have a great time. So we got 7 episodes till then. So until then, just keep liking this shit, sharing this shit. Let's get it so that when that 1 year comes, it can go crazy and it's going to be a good time. And if anybody wants to come, a lot of people I fuck with, just tap in the comments. You feel me?
Tap in the comments.
Tap it in the DM. Whatever. You feel me? The Not Impressed podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, whoever wants to come through and shit. And like, that'll be crazy. That'll
be sick.
You set it up like pretty much what you're saying is like, a little get together. Hey, free food.
Yeah. Free food. We'll probably have a bottle or two.
Bottle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good time.
Come slide, and then like you could jump in on camera and just
everybody could get like a nice 10, 20 minutes. We'll do a 2-hour pod with just random people, and they might just say some crazy. It might be a crazy ass pod, but it'll be fun.
Any girls out there want to twerk? Hey,
no, for sure. Any girls out there want to twerk? Also, even if you don't want to twerk, you just want to have a good time.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you want to twerk, I ain't stopping you.
Cam too.
Yeah,
shout out to A's boys.
A's boys worldwide. You feel me? If you want to twerk though, you more than welcome. But if you just want to come catch a vibe, you feel me?
Catch a vibe.
Pull up. Yeah. But anyways, off of that shit,
that's gonna be great. I mean, I'm like,
it could be sick
right now.
That could be sick. But off of that shit, real big in the media this week.
Mr. Adam 21, 22?
Adam 22.
Adam 21.
Adam 22.
He might be Adam 21 after that.
Adam 22.
She might deduct that nigga from her life.
Adam 22 lets his wife, Lena the Plug, have sex with another man.
Yeah. What's my take on it?
What's your take on it?
So I think it's like whatever they want to do, they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they're in the business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been following what happened with the ADs and the T-Rails and all that stuff, like it's all about the money, it's all about the business, it's all about the content. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So for him, what does he see? He sees multi-millions coming in from that.
And for the people who out there who don't know, let me just elaborate on a little bit more. So if you don't know who Adam 22 is, he's the owner and creator of a podcast called No Jumper. It's a pretty big podcast. I believe they shoot in the Valley, but they used to shoot on Melrose. He's had a store. Yeah. For the last 7 years, it's been very popular. It's
pretty big platform.
It's very popular. It's up there with Barstool. It's up there with all those. You know what I mean? For sure. A lot of people are into it. If you guys haven't checked it out, there's actually a lot of good content on there.
Yeah.
Go check it out. But he also has a podcast with his wife. They just recently got married last month. But they've been dating for like 7 years.
That's the interesting thing about it.
To wait 7 years.
It was like the wedding gift,
Yeah, it's crazy. So
go get the purple yogurt slinger.
So him and his wife, they have a podcast together where they end up interviewing a porn star and then they have sex with her after.
Yeah.
So they've Plug Talk. If anybody wants to check that out, I think it's like onlyplugtalk.com.
Any dirtbags want to check it out.
Yeah, you feel me? Ain't a dirtbag. You should do it. Go ahead.
We all dirtbags.
Yeah, you feel me? Onlyplugtalk.com, I think it is, but go check that shit out. But that's why they've had over 100 episodes, which means he's had sex with over 100 other women.
Yeah.
So my personal take on it is like, I think the issue and where it's going crazy is because a lot of people see him as a podcaster, business creator, entrepreneur.
But he considers himself a porn star though, too.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's kind of what I'm getting to is like, but he is a full-fledged porn star.
Yeah.
They won an award at AVN for podcast.
Yeah.
For a porn podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's kind of a change in the game.
Yeah, it's kind of a change in the game. Yeah, and like mixing it together. I think there's been other ones before. There's definitely been other ones before, but not as popular and not as much production.
Howard Stern and shit.
Oh, Howard Stern.
But it wasn't really porn.
No, there's actual porn stars who've had podcasts before, full podcasts.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be like, oh, this couple is getting this one person and then having sex with them. It's just like literally one of the star girls, like let's say Jenna Jameson or some shit like that, is interviewing somebody and then
pull back the vintage.
Yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't. I couldn't think of the name because honestly,
Jameson, you went way back.
I remember seeing
90s and shit. Bush.
I remember seeing the actual like a couple podcasts and shit. Like I said before on this podcast, plenty of times. Like my mom used to work for a porn company back in the day. She did public relations for a porn company, so I spent a lot of time from I think she worked there from when I was like 7 to like grown, like
Gotcha.
19, 20 type shit.
Yeah.
So
you've been around like a lot of that shit.
Yeah, I seen a lot of that shit.
Surprised this nigga didn't turn into fucking Brian
Porn star?
Pumper. Surprise.
Not yet. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but like I seen a lot of different shit like that. But they've had that. But they've taken it. They've taken it a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for sure. So but anyways.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Like I said, for me, it's like a business. It's completely a business move, and they're in that business. So it's like, what's the big deal? But then the thing is that they're also like trying to do the whole cuckold like title over him, which that is like more like of a humiliation towards him.
Yeah, and that's what somebody watching usually like sitting there watching. But the point I was trying to make before you interrupted me was basically, because every time I say some shit, like when I said the Jenna Jameson, you're like, taking it back to the 90s. So you kind of like took it and then it made me talk about my mom and shit.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, so the point I was trying to make, so the fact that he's
just pointing out how much of a fucking dirtbag you.
I'm just saying I've been in this for a long time.
I've been knowing it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my bad.
But anyway, so the fact that he's a porn star and he literally said like, I'm dealing with where I'm doing the podcast with a porn star about to have sex with her and her husband's dropping her off. Or her husband's waiting in the lobby type shit.
Yeah.
You know, or her boyfriend. And that's where it comes in where it's like, there's a lot of people, if you're in the porn business, that's completely normal. Yeah. Like most of these girls have boyfriends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, I think, of course, the internet is making this, I mean, society, right?
Yeah,
they make it a big deal or whatever, you know? Hey, man, times has changed. And at the same time, they're in that business and they're going to like do whatever they want to do. So when he jumped on the phone, did you watch any of the interview?
Oh, when he was like, I didn't watch the interview, but I've seen a lot of clips when he's like FaceTiming the guy and shit.
And he jumps on the phone with him or whatever. Homie says, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I couldn't do it, but you know, maybe haven't reached that mental maturity, he said.
Yeah. So like, it just depends on who it is. You know what I mean? It depends on who the fuck it is.
Yeah.
On whether or not they're going to, you know, engage in that type of activity. But in my eyes, like I said, it's a business move.
For sure.
You feel me?
Like I said, when it comes...
They're about to run it up.
Like I said, I think that the world is just looking at it as him as like a podcaster, entrepreneur, shit like that. But if you look at it and you're open to like the porn business and you're open to that type of shit and you're not like scared of it or something, you would realize that like that's really fucking normal as shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, of course, all of the memes and everything's funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, the internet's going to go crazy and, you know.
It's funny to watch, though. And like I said, I definitely couldn't do it.
No.
I couldn't do it.
No.
Personally. No. But also, I'm not a porn star, so.
So, I mean, of course, yeah, exactly. But, and the difference between that situation and the whole idea of a cuckold is like, he didn't, like, watch it happen.
Yeah, he didn't do it because he enjoyed it, per se.
Yeah.
But he might find out that he enjoys it now. He said he thought it was hot.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
And he did mention going and doing it again, like kind of together.
Yeah, he said he wanted to do it with the guy next time.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I've never done none of that shit now.
No, for sure. But I think I talked about on here the whole thing with the Kiss of Sins and the Johnny Sins thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that didn't work out the same. You know, I don't think they've ever gotten back together.
It fucked the whole shit up.
Yeah, and like Johnny Sin's been doing this shit for years. She's been doing it for years. Like they're if anybody's pros at this shit, they're pros at this shit.
The ironic thing about it too is that like they waited until after marriage. That's the irony.
That's crazy.
I kind of wonder like what's that? You know what I mean? Like the mindset behind that.
When I seen it, I seen that a year ago. They were on Andrew Schultz, and they were like, they asked him like, would you do it with another man? And he was like, no, never. He was like, I make too much money to let another man.
I wonder if she like was like, hey,
that's what really makes me curious.
Like,
but
it's time.
I feel like women are very good at making you think something that was your idea. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
They're very good at making you think that something was your idea.
I mean, it's just like they'll come to you and say, hey, what do you like? This, and this. And you're like, why I like this one? They're like, but I like this one.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, then why did you ask me?
No, for sure. For sure. Or they'll be like, they'll know what they want to eat.
And they know what you're going to pick.
And they know what you're going to pick and shit. And they're going to give you two options, but knowing that you're going to go with the one that they want type shit. Like women are crafty like that.
For sure. Fucking mastermind.
Yeah.
reverse psychology and shit.
She's like, oh, you've been doing it with the. But I need to watch the interview because the clips I did see a little bit of attitude coming from her, kind of like on some like, and even the one with Andrew Schultz, she was saying like, because he was like, oh, I make too much money to let her like fuck some linebacker and shit. And then she was like, oh, should I go off of that?
I never seen that one.
She was like, oh, should I go off of that same logic?
I never seen that one.
But you see what I'm saying though? Like it was kind of like chippy, like, should I go off that same logic?
I think at the end of the day, she has that in her ball, like in her ball court. You know, like
yeah, for sure.
Like, bro, you've been over here smashing all these women. You know what I mean? Like, it's my time now. You know, who knows? But another thing, I think he said something about like that it helped, like it kind of like, well, I think she even like kind of agreed with him. It helped their relationship a little bit. Like they were smashing more after and all types of shit. You know, like.
Yeah, probably because he's probably trying to hit to let her know that fucking he still fucks with it.
He's like, I'm still daddy.
And then she's like, just like let you know, like I don't think of you any less. You feel me? Because of it. Because I think that could be a big thing. Like if he just started fucking her less, like she's gonna be like, damn, like
or vice versa.
Or vice versa. He's like, oh, he doesn't like. Yeah,
he's like, damn, I can't do it no more.
Well, she was saying some crazy shit on the podcast too. When they did the interview, she's like, I'm glad he's not right here because. Honestly, I'd want to shoot another scene with them right now.
Pretty much. She did say that.
No, she literally said that.
Yeah, the sexual chemistry.
She's like, oh my God, I'm glad he's over there.
That nigga put it down.
That's crazy.
That nigga put it down, bro.
That's crazy.
He probably went wild.
But yeah, I just wanted to.
It's coming out soon.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. I'm sure everybody will see it on Twitter and shit.
Yeah.
But especially because of how popular it is. People are going
viral.
People are gonna drop that shit for sure.
For sure.
It's
going up.
I just want to tap in like it's gonna be a very popular discussion, especially in this next week or two.
Yeah, I mean, and like if you're on the internet, you know No Jumper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know Adam 22.
And if you watch any type of anything on the internet or any podcast, you probably already heard about this. And once that shit drops, it's gonna go viral again.
Yeah.
It's going to go crazy again, like for another week and shit.
For sure.
And they've been pumping that shit up nice. Respect to them for that shit. They got
press like
trailers.
Crazy.
They're fucking
press like
he's
crazy.
writing shit like, oh, after a week, my wife's finally gone back. Fucking reposting jokes about him and shit. He posted one, it was like 20 guys in a line. And then a girl at the end, and he was like
in the middle of it.
Yeah, he was like in the middle of the line and shit with flowers and shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna make them a lot of money.
No, for sure.
But yeah, that's it on that topic. I'm like, damn, what topic do we jump to right after something like that? You did mention Andrew Schultz. And I mean, you might have mentioned the woman, but we didn't really talk about it. The woman from North Korea.
Oh yeah, with the heavies.
Yeah. Andrew Schultz crazy, right? Like,
this nigga told Joe Rogan that she had the heavies. And then Joe Rogan told her
even Andrew Schultz was like, he opened it up. Like, that was like his first question.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, she comes to America and she's like, these niggas are just crazy.
Yeah, crazy. But then she was like, it's nice to be looked at, like, at least. Yeah. And I know they just mean it as a joke, but.
She's a beautiful woman to me.
No, for sure.
But she kind of almost looks like fake, bro. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, but anyway, the story is crazy.
Do you remember her name? Do you have her name or no?
Yoami Park.
Yoami Park, yeah.
Yoami Park.
Yeah, she's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Yoami Park. Tap in with me.
Man, Yoami
you know
Park.
What I'm saying? I fuck with you.
Hey, she was on Bumble, but that's when she met her man, bro.
She was on Bumble?
Yup.
Dang.
Could have been right there.
And what happened?
She actually got married with the guy, and they had a kid. But they're divorced. But she has another fiance. So
weak. Oh, Yoami Park.
Yoami Park.
If it don't work out again, you feel me?
The heavies.
You got the
but
heavies,
I'm saying, like,
but
okay, so we're dirtbags, bro.
Fucking weigh a ton.
But anyway, he was very bold for opening up the podcast like that. I was like, this nigga crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy, and it was cool though because it ended up being cool.
Yeah, she was really in on it or whatever, and she just kind of was like, well, what does it mean? Like, what is the weights and all that stuff? Like,
why do they put? She's like, why do they be putting that in my comments? Like, she didn't understand why people were putting weights and shit in her comments. That's crazy.
But if you haven't seen Yoami Park, she's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah,
but anyway, but she has a crazy story. You know, she was born and raised in North Korea. She pretty much said that the whole country, and it trips me out because I'm like, damn, like that's crazy because when you think about the Jewish people and the Germans, like how they had the concentration camps. She said the whole country is pretty much like a concentration camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and she says there's no there was like no electricity, no running water. She was eating bugs.
Bro.
Like she even talked about the best part of the cockroach. I'm like, what? I'm like, the best part of the cockroach is when I smashed that motherfucker.
For sure. And she was talking about rats. She's talking about
the rats, eating the rats. Well, eating the rats,
mm-hmm.
and then them getting sick off the rats and dying. And she's talking about kids being eaten by the rats.
Yeah, I told you about the whole thing she says about the kid being eaten alive. Remember?
Oh, yeah. You did tell me that. You did tell me that.
That was in the interview.
But I think you might have said something about like
their intestines
or whatever.
That she said they shit their intestines out or they some shit.
Yeah,
and the dog was eating that shit.
And then like also like still begging for food.
Uh-huh.
While doing that.
That's insane. And while the dog's eating their shit right there.
Yeah.
That's the
like
craziest
I said,
shit
I didn't see any of the interview. I just seen like the clips and a little bit what you told me, and I've been watching it for the like past 2 days or whatever. And like
you're watching the Joe Rogan one, right?
I watched
or the Andrew Schultz one.
I can't find the full Joe Rogan one.
Huh.
I've been looking. I can't find the full one.
It's probably on Spotify.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. But I seen a couple clips and then I watched the Flagrant with what's the guy's name?
Andrew Schultz. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm just like, and then the whole idea of like, bro, they treat Kim Jong-un or whatever like they treat him like if he's a god or something.
No, 100%. 100%.
Like he's the best at this. Like time started with this man.
Yeah, they said some shit like,
what?
I forgot the one, but it was fucking crazy that he fucking started something insane. I don't remember.
They said he was the first creator of hamburgers and shit.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, we can't even like have an opinion really because we don't know. Like, we don't know what a hamburger is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like golf. She's like, I don't know what golf is. Like, okay, he's the best in golf. They believe that he's the best in golf. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what golf is. They don't know what hamburgers are. They don't know, they would have games. This was, like I said, I was like, fucking, I'm like, I'm great. Like, I mean, I'm grateful to be where I'm from because I'm like, to think of a life like that is crazy, right? Like, she said that they would play games, her and her siblings or whatever, where they would play like, oh, I can eat this much because they never knew what it was to be full.
That's crazy.
And I'm over here, like, when I'm thinking about that, I'm like looking at my big ass burrito and shit.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, we got it way, different than those places.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's a crazy thing. Like, check it out. Yoami Park. She's an author. She's a heavies.
Yeah. And which brings me into something too is like, we should all be grateful. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you could have like clothes on your back, a roof over your head,
food in your stomach,
and food in the fridge, you're richer than 75% of the world.
Yeah.
75% of the world you're richer than.
Yeah.
If you could take a trip once a year and you have a place to stay, you're in the top 18% of people in the world.
I didn't even know that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I know about percentages. This nigga over here breaking it down
if you
Bill Nye and shit.
If you feel like if you're more healthy than ill, and you're not like in the hospital or like
walk,
or you're not but I'm saying like if you're not like deathly ill or like super sick and you're alive and you're gonna be good, you're better than 1 million people in this world that are gonna die this week from illness.
Yeah, for sure. No,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it really, like, when you look at stories like that, that's why I think it's important for us to go and look at stories like that. And that's why I'm highlighting Yoami Park, because when you look at stories like that, it really puts your life into perspective. And like, okay, yeah, maybe you might have shit stacking up in your own life, but it's like, it's very minuscule to that, like, and like you said about being rich, like even out there, like she said her father was like a part of like some type of in the government at one point. And all that meant was like he had food. They had food.
Yeah.
And that was them being considered wealthy. They still didn't have lights. They still didn't have running water. But the fact that they had food.
That's crazy.
Boom.
Well, that's too like in that Tetris movie when they're in Russia, like the dude who made Tetris, he owned it, but he technically didn't own it. Like the government owned it. The Soviet Union owned it and shit. So like he's created it, but like when it came to who could buy the rights and who was buying it, he had absolutely no say. He was like that's why the guy was like trying to tell him, like trying to get him to help him buy it, like allow him to buy it, and he's just like, bro, like he's like, it's gonna be good for you. He's like, bro, it's not gonna be shit for me. It's gonna be good for Russia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so like at that point, it was like you make a business and you don't own it.
Yeah, everything goes back to Russia and shit. Like, yeah, in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a communist country. So like,
I'm like, is capitalism really bad? It's kind of. I mean,
I think you need like something in the middle. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, you know, everybody should be at least have a form of like some form of money, but everybody doesn't have to be equal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it has to be equal. I think it just has to be like super livable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like there was this guy breaking down wealth and shit, and like when he broke it down, he's like, to reach like the billionaires, you know, he's like, to reach that amount of money, like it could take like 32. I remember the number, but he's like 32 years. And he's like talking about like to stop like homelessness and shit like that. It would take like there's 700 billionaires in America, and it would take 26 million out of all of those billionaires' pockets to end like homelessness and shit, you know? So
26 million is a lot.
It's a lot. But when you're a multi-billionaire,
yeah,
it's not really a lot, bro. It's not like a bill. He was saying like $1 million compared to $1 billion is a crazy difference, bro.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, for sure.
It's like, it's crazy. You know, like I of course I'm not breaking it down.
It's 100. It's 100 million. No, I think 100 million is $1 billion.
No, it's 999 million.
Oh, 100,000 million.
We're over here like slow. There's 999 million, and then of course you know you get that. Yeah, it's. I'm over here like we're slow as hell here.
I know. Now you got me tripping.
It's a lot of money, bro. $1 million.
Well, that's true for sure.
$1 million compared to $1 billion is a lot of money. Bro.
Oh yeah, 1,000 million.
It's 1,000 million.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money.
No, for sure.
You know. So anyway, because we're talking about like being grateful, and then we're talking about like, okay, is capitalism bad? You know, you're like, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like you got motherfuckers at the top, like you know, the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos, bro. Like they will never be able to spend that money. It'll take 32 years for them to spend their money.
Yeah. Well, that's why the thing too, like the whole like
or some shit.
The Communist Party, the fact that they can have like they basically decide who has money and who doesn't. So it's like we're gonna say us 20 people are the only wealthy people because we're in this position of power. Yeah. The rest of you,
that's what you get.
You're fucked. You get rations and shit every week. We're gonna bring you shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna say the reason why we're doing it is all for the betterment of the country.
The country.
You know what I'm saying? Because we need all that money. We need everything.
Yeah.
Just in case something happens, we're protecting you. It's easy. Be easy.
I mean, if you really think about like even like our taxes, bro, like that shit's a bunch of bullshit.
But then for us, they're taking a portion of our taxes, but then like not being completely clear about where it goes and shit. And what's like, I don't agree to everything like that they do.
Yeah, like I feel like there should be like some type of like the same way we have laws and things like that. We need to be able to vote. Like,
yeah, we can, but then like,
we do. Oh, it goes to this, but it's like, show me receipts.
Yeah, for sure. Like, let me see receipts. And then it's like, if there's an emergency, like, I think Ukraine needed money. I don't have a strong standpoint on that. I think Ukraine needed money, but I'm just saying I didn't have no say on how much and what happened.
Yeah,
I didn't get no type. They didn't send me a letter in the mail and say, hey.
For sure, it's like, hey, we need 300 billion. That's gonna go over there.
Yeah, just let you know. Just let you know, it's only gonna be 0.00001% of your tax.
Notice.
Yeah, of your tax, but we're just letting just getting done.
Bro, it's literally robbery. I feel like everything is just like a bill or taxes or anything is like Debo food. Just like,
no, for sure.
Like, oh, I got $600.
Because then the bill is
nigga, I got about 600.
The bill is a government company too, so it's like the bills and shit is coming from them, and then it's like you get paid, they tax you, right? Yeah. Then you pay your bills. The government's taking it to turn your power on, and then they're taxing you because they charge tax
on everything
you buy, and then even those bills. So you just got taxed like 2-3 times.
Exactly. It's a crazy system, bro.
2-3 times.
The only thing is like fuck. Like I always think like bro, we weren't here. Like we came at a later date. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like whoever came before us, they set in place the way it is. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's crazy. It feels like generational shit. Like it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years of like the way they made the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's almost like, you know, like the NCAA, they're barely changing the whole idea of like them getting some type of play, some type of money, right?
Yeah.
A long time ago, those fools, they laid it in line. No, these are student athletes. If they are no longer, if they're going to get paid for it, they're professionals.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like those guys, they just laid it out where we're fucked.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, let's get on to the next thing. So, Dwight Howard.
Yep.
You know, he was over there. There's a video of him going viral where he's pushing his son in the gym, you know, and his son is crying.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the new age, I don't know, who are we going to call him? I don't know what it is. The
You
new
call
age,
them the pussy ears?
the pussy ears.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too much. It's too hard. It's too harsh.
Yeah.
Bad parenting.
He was like biking and shit, right?
Yeah. Or some type of elliptical or some shit like that. What do you think about that? I think it's crazy.
I wanted to watch a little bit more of it and like really like dissect how tired the kid was, because that makes a big difference. Is like how, like, if is really, is he actually in pain? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But I mean, if it's enough, it's like I say with you, like when we go work out and shit, I'm like, nigga, if it's like, if you have to lower the weight, as long as you can pick it up, like you're not gonna kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not gonna kill yourself. So it's like the kid's not gonna kill himself, and he's hitting the bike. He's not even lifting. Like if it was like, oh, they would put fucking 2 plates and making him bench press that shit, he's about to break his shoulder and shit. Like that's crazy. Yeah. But pushing him past his limits, what he thinks his limits are, that's not crazy. And sometimes you have to do that.
It's funny because I have a stance on this shit, but like then it kind of reminds me of the shit you be telling me, and I'd be like, bro, don't matter.
Yeah. Because you're like, why you gotta go that hard? That's crazy. Why do they need to bike that hard?
So even if I'm saying my stance, I'm very contradictive on this because I'm like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Know? But like, I just think like, it's almost like, you know, like Michael Jackson and his dad, you know, of course, was crazy. Probably what was going
next
on.
level. That was next level.
Like I said, we don't know the extent of what the abuse was. We only got what we got, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I would rather have somebody on my ass a little bit like that at a younger age to push you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think I had that. You know, like you might have, go to school, but you didn't have somebody say, hey, get your ass to fucking school. This is why you need it. Yeah. Like, look, let me show you what it's gonna look like for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that to me, when I see that, that's what I see. I see a man saying, you know what? Fuck that. You think that this is your limit.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you your limit. And then once you pass that limit, next time, what the fuck is gonna stop you? You feel me? Like that, he's not gonna go that hard in 2 days and be like, I can't do it, because he's gonna know he can.
I did it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think it's just like building. You know, it's like building. So let me break it down then. Let me look at it a little deeper and bring it to my life.
Yeah.
You sit there and you tell me, no, motherfucker, put the extra weight on you. Do the fucking squats. Do, you know, whatever you tell me, right? And I always think like, oh, I don't need to do that, you know? Maybe had I fucking done that or had that, you understand? It'd be a whole different situation now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, when I see that, that's what I see. And that's what I would want to give my kid. Like, I would want them to show, hey, no, like this is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and I think there's a healthy line though, because
hell no, I'm like, Ike, get the fuck in there and practice. Because like when you brought up Michael Jackson, that was excessive. From what I heard, that was almost abuse. That was abuse. Like the little kid that you see at Venice Beach, that little Michael. Oh yeah. Have I seen him with you? Or you seen him by yourself?
Nigga, he's been there for like the last 7 years, nigga. Like 5 years, that little kid. He's there every day.
Almost, okay, so I can see why. Like,
in the hot sun.
It looks abusive right
and
there.
He's dancing, and he looks like he's enjoying it, but I'm like, bro, this nigga is leaking. He's been there for like 10 hours. His dad's right there. I'm going to play this song now. Like, and he's just like, all right, dad. Going crazy and shit. 1, 2, 3. easy. 1, 2, 3.
It's so funny. It's
Like,
so fucked up. You bring up the kid, but I know exactly
bro.
who you're talking. If you've ever been to Venice Beach, you should have like.
Bro, I'm sure you could Google this nigga.
Yeah.
Go on Google right now, or I'm sure even YouTube. Be like little kid
or TikTok
or TikTok. Just put little kid, Venice Beach, Michael Jackson. And you're gonna see this nigga. He's there for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What cracks me up is that like if you've seen him recently, bro.
He low-key wasn't there when I just went last Sunday.
Okay. I was about to say, if you've seen him recently, that's crazy because I haven't seen him since like maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
I seen him last summer.
Okay.
I seen him last summer. But when I went last week, he wasn't there.
Okay. That's crazy because I mean I haven't seen like
I seen him last summer. I feel like I've been seeing that nigga since
he was like 30
since I was a kid, nigga. What the fuck? The nigga's only like fucking 10. Like how's he? He's like 11 now.
So no. Okay, so look, I get it. Like when you look at certain things like that, you're like, okay, that seems like abuse. You know what I mean? Like, little homies out there,
that's
like
crazy.
Is he reaping any benefits of that? You know?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm sure people are adding him little by little, but also I feel like the dad's not pressing it. Like he should have a sign there that says.
I feel like the dad is just literally taking everything in and keep. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's for his enjoy. You know what I mean? Almost like his.
And I'm hoping he has to be putting him in shows, but I hope he's not just having him there. Like you need to be taking this nigga to, because now his skill level is so high. Let's take these niggas to some musicals or some shit. It doesn't
seem like what a Beyonce did for, Beyonce's dad was doing with her, like getting her auditions, building her up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you see him there every single day for fucking
like 5 years.
5 years and yeah. I get what you're saying.
Maybe I haven't seen him these last couple times because his dad got him on a show or some shit or doing something.
That's what we hope.
Shout out that kid, man. I'm gonna Google him later and see what he's up to, man. Because shout out to him, man. He been working hard.
Little
and shit.
MJ, man. Little MJ.
And that's the thing. That's where it comes in line because you, of course, saying that you didn't have somebody like that. Now, as an adult, you look back and say, "Damn, it would have been cool to have somebody like that." But also, somebody who fucking gets overly done might be like, "Damn, like Michael Jackson." I'm sure in the end, he's like, without my dad, I wouldn't have this. Da da da. But also, there's days where he's in bed crying and shit, thinking about, like, damn, my dad never showed me no love. He just showed me, whipped my ass and told me,
get to
on that line, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get on your spot and get to moonwalking.
You better moonwalk from this end of the room all the way to this end of the room all day.
Look, we're going to the mall, but I want you to fucking moonwalk the whole time.
He's like, every time I look out into the living room, you better be moonwalking.
Mike, you've done 10 years of dancing every single day. We're going to take you to Disneyland. Yay! But I want you to moonwalk the whole time.
Even when we in line, you better be moonwalking.
Show me a slow motion. He just calls out, fast moonwalk, slow walk.
Look, we're talking about Michael, and I was going to bring this up last pod, but I'll bring it up this pod. Bro, they still trying to get Michael from the grave.
Oh, how? They're trying to bring him back or more allegations?
Allegations. In which this allegation is coming from a very, I know him as a very popular choreographer, Wade Robson. You ever heard of him?
Sounds super familiar.
He came out in You Got Served. He had he came out in a show.
He was the guy they danced against, right?
Yeah, he was in that crew or whatever.
Yeah, they dancing. He's one of the main two.
Yeah, he has a lot of like I said, he comes out a lot in the movie.
He's not. He's not one of the main two.
No, he's a part of that crew though.
I remember his name and shit.
But he's a popular choreographer, and he's coming from Michael Jackson, saying that he was involved in all that shit. And I'm just like, damn, they still trying to get him from the grave, bro.
I think I had a dance class with that nigga low key.
Wade Robson?
Yeah, at Millennium.
White boy, spike hair.
Yeah, he is one of the main ones.
Like I said, he doesn't have much lines on there. But if you look at, he used to have a show.
Breathe in, breathe out. Hey. Now drop, now drop, now drop, now drop.
That shit was
my shit, bro.
No, but he was on he had a show with Kel Mitchell called 360 or something like that. Some shit like that was a dance show.
Uh-huh.
So like I said, he was pretty popular or whatever back in like the early 2000s. But they're coming for him. He's saying that, he was a part of the whole being molested and stuff. Is. Seen him before?
Is that him?
Wade Robson or some shit, Robinson or something.
He is the main nigga, bro.
He's not the main guy. He's not the first. He's not the main guy.
This guy with the spiky hair and shit.
Yeah, but he's not the main guy. He's not the main one.
He's right here on the cover, nigga. He's the second to main one.
Like I say, he doesn't have much lines though.
This nigga, right? It's him, no?
No.
Oh, that's not him?
No. That's the main one. That's the main one.
You're just mad because today you got served.
You suckers got served. Hey, that was my shit.
Man, me too, nigga. Especially, that's one of the songs that made me fall in love with the song Spaceship, for sure.
You're fucking singing Joe Budden, Pump It Up, or what is it? Is it Bump It Up or Pump It Up?
Pump It Up.
Is it Pump?
That shit was a banger. I'm pretty sure it's Pump It Up.
Pump? Okay.
But on some other news, we've been talking about this for a while. We've got some good news in the news this week. Jamie Foxx. Seen on a yacht, waving.
Yeah.
We love that.
I actually just seen that right now before we jumped on.
We love that. Because we talked about Jamie Foxx plenty of times on here.
Man, I'm glad to see that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't need Jamie to
He
go,
didn't
man.
look too skinny and shit. Like they were saying that he was like super skinny and shit. So he was looking healthy, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully because like whatever he went through, the whole idea of like a paralysis thing, bro, trips me out because it's like, you know, like how much can he get back, you know?
Yeah.
So he was walking on his own.
He was waving and shit.
Yeah, he was walking on his own and stuff.
He was chilling. I didn't see him walking. He was sitting on the yacht.
Like I said, I didn't see it. I just seen like the clip. I mean, I didn't see the clip. I just seen like a picture.
Yeah.
You know?
He was like just sitting on the yacht like this and shit, waving and shit.
Mm. Hey man, that's good though. That's good news.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I wonder what's next. I mean, because like if I'm not mistaken, when this happened to him, he was in the middle of filming.
Yeah.
So
we'll just have to see, man.
We'll have to see. Hopefully that has a full recovery because I want to definitely see more of Jamie Foxx. You know,
like yeah,
he's
man.
hilarious, bro. One of my favorite clips of him is imitating Denzel Washington in front of Denzel Washington.
I think I've seen it. I don't remember off the top of my head.
When he's like, he says he's like, I guess Denzel Washington does like this lip movement with himself or whatever.
Yeah, like the little lip quiver and shit.
Yeah, the little quiver or whatever. And he's like, okay. He's like, you act like I'm gonna act like Denzel goes, I'm gonna act like I'm gonna hold on to you, and then you act like me or whatever. And he's like, get your hand off me. That shit's so funny. And Denzel just starts cracking up, bro. You get your damn hands off me.
That was funny as fuck.
Shout out to Jamie motherfucking Foxx,
sure.
man.
Champ.
Fucking fire, bro. Champ. I mean, he has so many greats, man. He has so many greats.
For sure.
But let's talk about another good. I mean, it's like, you know, pay homage to Mr. Kobe Bryant.
What's up?
2K24. He's gonna be on the cover.
I know. He was just on one too, I think, right? I think he was on like 2K20 or 19 or
maybe
something.
20, I want to say.
Yeah, the like legacy edition.
I want to say 20.
That's tight though.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Hell yeah. It trips me out how I mean, yeah, shout out to Kobe, but it trips me out how like 2K took over.
For sure.
You
it
know?
was NBA Live for a while.
Like they just like, I don't know, like they just did really well with their animations and stuff and making it look realistic. I don't even think Live is even.
It's still there, but like Live, they started adding extra shit. Like they actually started first where you could have a women's, you could have a girl and you could go play at the park, but you have a girl and shit, but she's just as good as the guys, obviously, dribbling all crazy and shit. And the graphics are good. Yeah, the graphics are good, but they look even more clear to where they look almost too much. Like it's weird. And they could technically just make the gameplay exactly like fucking 2K, but it'll be like some stupid shit. Like if you go to the park and you want to play, you don't just walk up to the courts. You load in with your team and you just happen to just load into games and shit. A random game versus 3 people and
compared
shit.
to like in 2K,
you walk around, you feel me? Like, and it'll be little shit like that that's like, people are going to play and not go to it. You feel me? Because they already got 2K set. But if Live were to come out with something like 2K and actually like impress people, because 2K every year people complain about the shooting, the fucking, this is too cheese, this is dumb.
I mean, for me, it's like somebody that goes out there and buys year after year is crazy to me. I'm like, there's no changes that they really did. You know, like
you definitely got to get the new year though. But also, I think you're right.
Well,
though.
This one is because it's like Kobe.
But I think you're right.
I'm definitely getting that one
because that's the same thing. I think is like 2K and Madden. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Especially Madden. Like, you won't see me going out of the way to get every single Madden because it's like, bro, it's the same game.
Yeah, I like to wait. Like for me, it's like about 2 years to get the re-up.
2K, if I was actively playing, I'll get it every year for sure. Because Especially if I'm playing with people.
Yeah, you
like
want to keep up.
I have to play the new
So
shit.
okay, if you're doing something like that, then yeah. You got to keep up with the times, basically.
But Madden, I
but
could
for
care
me,
less.
as a passive player, like I'm just like,
yeah,
I'll get this year. I mean, I think right now I'm at like 2020 on Madden.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got like
I think I have 23. I think I do
on
have
Madden.
23. No, on 2K. Madden, okay. I might have like I don't even know if I have it at all. I
think Madden 2K I have like 2021.
I don't think I have it at all, honestly.
Yeah,
but I got like the Game Pass, and on the Game Pass you could just.
We were just talking about it off camera a little bit, man. Games, bro. Like I have fallen completely off of that shit.
I fell off crazy.
Because there's still really good games out there.
No, there are. There's a couple that I definitely want to get, like especially the new GTA. Like I'm gonna get that.
Oh, for sure. That's a given. We've been waiting. I mean, those are things that you just like. It's like those gems that you have to have.
Yeah, there ain't no way I'm not getting that.
Like,
shit.
You have to get that one. Like I said, with the 2K24, I'm at 2021. Now it's time to re up, especially if Kobe's on there.
Yeah, you know? For sure. Yeah.
RP Kobe, man. RP. I can never get over that one.
New games, I haven't really been interested because I'm like, unless I'm gonna get the new system too, because if I'm gonna get new games, I might as well get the new system so you have the best.
Are you thinking about getting the PS5 at all?
Nah, at the moment, no.
Like you just like, I mean, the PS4 just sits there and collects dust.
Yeah, my Xbox is just sitting there collecting dust. It hasn't even been plugged in, so it's like I know I would get it, and like I would get it if a specific game like GTA 6 when that comes out, I'll probably have to get it just to get it. If there's a couple games that are coming out, then I'll get it. If it's just GTA 6, I could play that on this low key.
Was there like a Matrix that came out for
back in PS2? That shit was hard as fuck.
Really? No, I think there was a new one, bro, that came out. I think for PS5.
Maybe PS5. I haven't seen that shit.
Something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember seeing like this, like the graphics were crazy.
Did you ever play the old one?
No.
That shit was sick, nigga. On PS2.
Yeah,
that shit had Niobe and shit. It had a story. That shit was hard. You could run on the wall and shit.
Yeah,
that shit was super hard.
No, I don't recall that at all.
But
sick. I think there's a new one.
I gotta look into that.
I'm gonna check it out. Because like I said, I seen it, was like, bro, the graphics are crazy, and I think that's when it's gonna be like, for me, the more and more real that it gets, like that's when I'm like super,
Did I tell? We were talking about that first person shooter, right?
Which one?
Fuck, I forgot what it's called, but if you look it up, like look up super realistic first person shooter. Anybody wants to see it?
I think
that shit looks fucking.
I think you might have sent me a clip.
I think I did. That shit looks like real as fuck. It's on the new Unreal Engine. Which that shit's gonna do the craziest shit. Like the way the light reflects and everything. Like
it looks super real.
Yeah,
like,
it's super real.
I forget what it was that you showed. You showed me something.
But the first person shooter, like basically you're like a cop, and fucking the dude is walking through like a building and shit. But the shit looks complete like 1,000% real. Like when old people be looking at you playing Madden, and they're like, "Oh my god, this looks so real." I'm like, it doesn't look that real, but okay. Yeah. But this shit genuinely looked fucking real as fuck, bro.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie though. When I'm playing 2K, okay, so what camera view are you playing with in 2K?
I'm doing the one that's like a little bit above the head type.
Like the drive? Are you doing drive? That's I think what it might be.
Drive, no, Drive actually follows it and shit. This is a set. I forgot what it's called right now, but it's just set right in the middle. Like,
but what I'm saying is the camera, like it's like wherever the ball's at, the camera's just like over it.
No, it doesn't follow. That's what I'm saying. The camera doesn't follow. It's just set right in the middle, like half court basically, and it just goes set like a little bit above the head.
Okay.
Like if you were in the middle, it's getting like most of that half court line and ahead.
Got you. For me, I actually like playing the other way, like the full court. Mm-hmm. And there's been
from the side.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
For me, like I don't know. I like playing it like that.
That looks like a basketball game and shit on TV.
Yeah. Like there's been plenty of times where I'll be like super fading. I'll be like playing and shit. I'm like, this shit does look like.
I'm trying to cut a nigga up. You feel me? Pause. Like zoomed in, just watch me spinning that nigga around.
We haven't played in a minute, man. But I know the last time we played, I think.
No, you beat me and I was mad. Was that 2K or Madden?
I think you might have. Oh yeah, you know what? I might have beat you like right at the like.
Yeah, it was some stupid shit. This nigga made like a half court shot or like some stupid shit like that, like some crazy shit. Like, pissed me off.
What else you got, man?
What else do I got for you, bro?
What else you got? We haven't talked about the infamous, the biggest platform that just dropped.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that. Threads. Mm-hmm. What you thinking about it?
To me, it just reminds me of just like Facebook status.
Yeah. Do you ever just go through the home screen and look at like all the shit on there?
You know what? Okay, yeah.
Because like there is not all statuses. It's like fucking
Yeah, you see like videos, you'll see like
yeah,
posts, and, like
different shit,
memes and
yeah.
stuff. So yeah, it's definitely like a Twitter, you know. But like, I'm just saying, like my initial thing when I write a status, when I'm just writing a status,
Yeah,
I'm like, that shit is Facebook status.
no, for sure.
It kind of like, but the thing what I like about it is, I think that it kind of brought back like discoverability,
For sure.
you know. And like, think about it, like some of these people that are on there right now, like let's say like let's pull a name, let's say a Cardi B, she might only have like 1,000 subscribers right now,
Yeah.
and she might put a post and it might only have 3 replies, you know. So now you're kind of like, I feel like you could, if we're smart about it, you could tap in.
No, for sure. And there's a lot of people saying on there like, oh, I had fucking Twitter for 7 years and I just got 15,000 followers. I've had fucking this shit for fucking a day and I just got 15,000 followers.
Exactly. So I think it's like it's like they're pushing it so much that you would want to be out there.
And especially like
putting out content.
When you first get on, like it tells you, do you want to follow any of these people from your Instagram? Yeah. And it's just like fucking a shitload of people you could just follow that you already follow on Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking ignored all those shits. I didn't follow nobody because I was like, what's gonna happen is I know what people's doing. That's why a lot of people followed me. Like my shit got to like 180 like in 2 days and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, everybody's just following people. So what's gonna happen is if I already feel like I follow too many people on Instagram. I see a lot of shit I don't give a fuck about and I don't want to see. Yeah. So I'm like, if I just do that and I start following all these people again, this app is just gonna be like that app. Yeah. Where it's just filled with a bunch of people I don't give a fuck about what they're saying, what they're doing. So I was like, I'm just gonna chill at first, then I'm gonna go through and follow who I want to follow.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying, without clouding my shit up.
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm definitely not following everything that, you know, like comes through or whatever. But like, I think it's that discoverability, and it's like you get to kind of reach a new audience. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like yeah, you could follow who you follow or whatever, you know, and like follow everybody you following on Instagram. But like, I think when you're on a new platform, you can definitely reach a new audience.
Yeah, it's crazy too because you get that feeling too of like a new platform and shit too, where it's like where like when Instagram first started popping, everybody was making Instagram. Oh, let me check this out. Let me do this. Yeah. And that shit was hot. It made everybody want to be on it. Everybody, you feel me? Like it's like that fresh boom. You feel me?
Exactly. So and another thing is like, it's smart as a creator, as a content creator, as
for sure.
Somebody that's in business or whatever, trying to grow their business. Like, you want to jump on these platforms like first.
Yeah, for sure.
Know?
For sure. You want to be the first one.
And utilize it though. Like, you know, like put some content out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Write some posts, you know, get witty. You could reach out, like you could actually tap in too.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to use it. Cause like I want to use it, but also I'm not the type of nigga to like, I don't sub on my stories, even on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like I'm not on Twitter writing shit, like my complete feelings and shit, like, or what I'm doing. So, but also like, that's a lot of people who don't use Twitter. That's their first comment on the thread shit is like, I don't want to just say how my day's going and shit. It's like, that's not what you have to do. Like there's other ways to show your personality and shit besides say like, oh, this burger's good, or fucking, I wish people would let me be like, you know what I mean? Like there's other things and other ways to like show that personality. Cause as we talked before, that's the whole thing of a brand is like your personality, like who you are nowadays and shit.
Yeah.
So there's other ways to let people type, even like reposting shit that you find interesting. I've seen some people just doing that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you have just a new opportunity to like, you know, kind of figure like redirect and like kind of like realign on what you kind of, you know, what you're trying to project across, I guess, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But I like it so far. I definitely have not always every day waking up and jumping on it. You know what I mean? But I think it's a good thing. What do you think? Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Elon is just like
kicking the air.
He's over there swinging like, you know, Cuba Gooding Jr. and
swinging in the air, bro.
And Boys in the Hood, because he spent 44 million. I mean, whatever. I mean,
wasn't it billion?
44 billion? I think it's 44 mil. 44 million.
Okay.
But even if it's 44 million or whatever, wait, is it billion or million? Because now I'm like, wait, he's gonna pull up the fact sheet real quick. I just think that it's like, it's pretty much like the same thing like Twitter.
44 billion.
44 billion. It's pretty much the same thing like Twitter or whatever, but like from what I'm hearing is that Twitter's just been going down and like, you know, like and then they looked at it like, oh, that's a great opportunity for us to like come out with this new app, and everybody just boom, just jumped to it. And the way they integrated it so well.
Yeah, that's what they did. Because honestly, it feels like it could literally be an extra swipe on Instagram. Like they could have put it on Instagram and just been like, oh, if you go to your messages in here, you're on your threads now.
Yeah.
But they just made it a separate app. But it feels one and the same. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And
you can bounce back and forth at the top or whatever, you know. And so it's like ease of access. Ease of access.
Yeah, because you could go to somebody's profile on Threads and then be like, oh, let me go to their Instagram. You just click right there, and now you're back on your Instagram looking at their shit. Yeah. But what I was gonna say was like, I think though too we're gonna have to see, because it's like they don't. So Twitter basically Twitter allows porn. They allow like you might just go on Twitter and see somebody get their head cut off or some shit. You know what I mean? Crazy. And Threads is under Instagram. Instagram doesn't allow that type of shit. So I'd assume Threads isn't going to allow it either. That's what I would assume. So there's going to be a large amount of people who are still going to be on Twitter, but this quick boom and the people who are just light users and they're not posting porn or they don't care about looking at porn shit, there's no reason for them to not just use Threads. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think that like for either one of these and shit, because like Twitter's a pretty big platform, so like for either one of them, they're gonna be used.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like and somebody that actually like is on socials like that, like they utilize all of them.
No,
you know,
and the perfect timing for Threads, it was crazy because Twitter had just did like the day before, like 2 days before, that they were capping people's like how many tweets they're allowed to look at. You seen that, right?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they made it to where if you had a verified profile and you paid, it's 90,000 tweets you could like look at and like tweet and shit. Okay. And then if you don't pay, it's 9,000.
One thing, I mean, I don't understand the whole like you try to get subscriptions, you're gonna lose.
No, I think
when it comes to these things,
I think the subscriptions was cool. I think the original, just the having to be verified and shit. It's verifying your shit for the low. Don't worry about it. Nobody will be able to steal your shit. Make another account of you. Yada yada yada. Cool, I get it. And he made a lot of money off that. But I think making like differences like that to where like, oh, you're capping this person, but if you pay, you don't get capped, is like. That's when people are going to get upset.
They're like, fuck that, I'm not even going to use this.
So then for that to happen and then like a day later, Threads to come out.
Yeah.
That was a big chance for a lot of people to just jump ship. You know what I mean? Which Twitter canceled it instantly. People were upset and they canceled it like the next day. And then that same day, Threads came out.
Yeah.
So.
They was like the timing was perfect. Like, perfect. It was just like, boom.
Yeah. Imagine how many more million people that fucking switched over. I think they said something like 5 million. The first day or some shit.
Oh, I didn't look into like their numbers yet.
Yeah, it was like 5 million, I think, the first day or something like that.
But I was just like, I just like it was like easy of use. Like I was like, it didn't take much to be like, okay, well, what do you do here? You know, like type whatever you want to type. You could add links. You could add, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
different content. So.
The crazy part is in these board meetings, they're definitely saying like, because a lot of the main thing of having an app or something like that is keeping people on the app. Yeah. That's the whole important. That's what they say. The whole important part is how long can we keep people attached to this app?
Yeah.
So by making this and making it completely integrated, you're actually in turn keeping people on 2 apps. Yeah. You're keeping them now. You're adding like 10, 20% time to Instagram now because now they're going to people's profiles doing shit, and then now you have a whole nother set of time just for Threads alone.
Yeah.
So it's like it's crazy the amount of money that it's probably adding to it.
Like yeah, for sure. Like another thing though too is like one thing I think that keeps like will like intrigue people with it is like, okay, with Instagram, what do you got? You got stories, right?
Yeah.
You can see what people are doing, whatever. Some people talk on it, whatever. You see all that, right? And then you have the content side of it, like on the post and like the reels and things like that, like videos of training, whatever. But like I said, this one brought back the status. So it almost now it literally will give like, you know what I mean? What you're thinking about, you write that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So like, I was seeing one thing where they're talking about like because of that fact that people won't be like nasty or whatever, like with each other, you know, like there won't be that beef and all that. I'm like, of course there's gonna be that.
Yeah,
you know,
for
like
sure.
people are gonna be out there now. Now you can see people's thoughts. Essentially,
It's gonna be like the Instagram comment section.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. But now it's like more like extreme, like, because like people will really personalize it.
Yeah,
you know,
for
like
sure.
they're gonna say, "Oh, I fucking can't stand this because of this." Or, you know what I mean? It's like people start to like, I mean, oh, I'm going today. I had, you know, you get, it's like literally like now it's like personalized now. Like it's like I'm gonna go do this today, or I think like this, or I think like that. You know, it's like the whole status thing. You know, like it just, to me, it brought back that whole feel, like the whole
for sure.
Facebook status feel. Like I remember when Facebook status, like when Facebook came out, bro, I went back to some of these like statuses.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are fucking cringy as fuck, and one day we should definitely pull up some. We should go back and pull up some.
I remember I used to keep you warm, but now when I'm cold at night, where are you? Capricorn.
No, fuck you. No,
Capricorn.
no, but it was more like there was times that was like every fucking minute.
Yeah.
I was over here writing a status. Just went to the refrigerator, got a beer.
This nigga thirsty, huh? Thirsty ass nigga. He's like, they gonna know what I'm doing up in this bitch.
Bro, it was like, I was like a commentator. I'm watching a fucking a football game. I'm over here writing about it right then and there.
This
You know,
nigga
like,
stupid, yeah.
We're gonna go deep dive. I'm gonna go put some of yours too, nigga. I'm gonna go straight to your profile.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what I got on there. That's a good question. Let's check that shit out.
Go pull up the old fucking
Some crazy
old
shit.
statuses and shit.
What's the deal tonight? Where we at?
Where we going to shuffle at?
Where we at? Who wants to shuffle battle? Anybody?
Who's over there wearing his famous star fucking. He had his LED fucking display across.
That was middle school. That was way before.
You had that shit?
Nah, in middle school, yeah, for sure. No, not in middle school, elementary.
What'd you have on?
It was
there,
like
dog?
5th, 6th grade.
What
I don't even want to say.
What was?
I had some shit. I don't even remember what I had, honestly.
No, just say it.
But no, I don't remember what I had, but I do remember one story though where I had I like Crip on there or some shit.
Oh shit.
I had like some Crip shit. This nigga thought he was G'd. Some stupid shit.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, stupid funny.
I want to talk about something too. I seen a clip of a woman going crazy on a plane, and she's saying that the person next to her is not a real person, it's a ghost. And she wants to get off the plane.
While it's flying?
No, before they're taking off. I want to get off the plane. This person sitting next to me is not real. And she wants off the plane, and she goes crazy, and it delayed the flight for like 3 hours.
Did they show the person? Were they real?
No, it was just like somebody sitting on their chair, and like she just comes up like, I need to get off this plane. Like, this person is real. You know, she's like kind of like going ballistic. What are you doing on that flight? You getting off?
Fuck? Where's this person that show me? I'd be like, let me see him. The fuck? I would have walked back like, I gotta take a piss and be like, is it this nigga? How you doing, sir? Are you real or what the fuck? Are you cool? Is it?
But yeah, fucking. I don't know if I would have seen that shit. I would have been like, all right, this girl just smoked the fuck out.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. He's fucking maybe like schizophrenic or some shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Mental health issues. I don't know.
But at the same time, like I feel like when like people start to freak out on the plane, I'm like, well, maybe that's a sign.
Yeah,
you know, maybe that's a sign for you to get the fuck off.
Yeah,
too.
Man, it's probably she just tripping. That's why I'm like, I gotta go double check. If there's nobody in the seat, I'm like,
you're gonna look and it's gonna be Samuel L. Jackson and shit. Like, there's some snakes on this plane.
He just looks at me. I'm like, is there a ghost in this plane, Samuel L. Jackson? No, but there's some snakes on this motherfucker.
Why are all these snakes on this motherfucking plane?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that
Classic
movie?
for sure.
Fucking crazy, bro.
For sure. It was like ridiculous, but for some reason still watchable. Like,
I feel like Samuel L. Jackson's been like in every fucking movie.
What about Black Snake Moan? Did you watch that one?
Is that the one with Christina
Ricci? This nigga has her tied up and shit. She's all horny and shit.
I didn't see it.
This nigga, she wants him to fuck the devil out of her and shit, basically.
Holy shit.
No, that's not exactly what happens, but it's funny.
Was it like, was she like, was it like some religious thing or what was it?
I can't remember exactly, but like they tied her to the shit and she was like, I just remember her having visions of just like, it was like she was getting fucked, but she's like having like visions and shit. And then like basically she had to be tied to that shit until it got out of her body type shit.
How was she?
No. Freaky ass nigga.
This nigga over here was like Maybelline putting
This nigga's crazy.
putting shit in his hair. Remember those commercials?
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking,
Maybe it's Maybelline.
But what was it like? They fucking like damn near moaning on some of these commercials and shit.
No,
bro.
for sure.
No, but Samuel L. Jackson's been in everything.
Legend.
He's been in everything.
Did you see? They said, lab grown chicken in San Francisco being debuted at a restaurant.
I did see that.
Lab grown chicken. You eating that? You fucking with it?
I mean, it's still chicken.
Still chicken. I mean, we have GMO chicken. It's genetically modified. I don't know how that works and shit.
I know, right? I don't understand none of that shit, to be honest with you. When I see GMOs and shit, I'm like, but I think you had sent me something. I mean, I'm jumping topics a little bit because we talked about GMOs, but you sent me like some dude eating a banana and it had seeds in it and shit.
Oh, yeah. He was on an island.
That made me think that what we're eating is not even a banana.
Oh, yeah, probably GMO too.
You know?
That shit had a gang of big ass seeds. Because I always wondered that too. I'm like, how the fuck does this shit grow another? You're telling me this is the seed? And I remember asking like somebody when I was young and shit, and they were just like, they didn't know either. They were just like, I get that should just go. That's the seed, the whole thing. You feel me? Because I'm like, how does this make another tree?
I never thought about that until right now.
Yeah, but he's talking about a video I sent him on Instagram where it was literally a banana, but it had huge black, like watermelon-sized seeds, bigger than watermelon-sized seeds in the whole banana.
Yeah.
In the whole
I was like, that was like a real banana. I'm like, what we've been eating is like
for sure.
a banana.
Yeah, most of the stuff we eat is like that, where it's like
banana.
They make it to where it won't grow more.
Yeah. I think everything we're eating is fucking fake now.
Yeah, that's why it's GMOs, because it's just it's just made to not grow more.
Wait a second. No wonder people are shopping at the Whole Foods and the organic shit.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
One thing, okay, so like with the lab grown chicken, I mean, hey, we're already eating everything. I'm just coming to a realization we're already eating everything that's fucking fake.
It might be one day where people are in space and everything's lab grown.
Exactly.
We don't got no fucking chickens, nigga. We just grew this shit. Straight chicken breast here. Shit tastes like El Pollo Loco. You're welcome, bitch. What you complaining about?
Put some of that Inca Maya sauce on that
Yeah, I got
shit.
Inca Maya sauce. And you're complaining in this bitch?
Hey, before we got on camera, this nigga made some chicken. Gas with the Inca Maya sauce on there.
We might just have to bring the cooking back, man. We might just have to do it.
Yeah.
The chicken sandwiches or something. For sure. Just do a nice little 10-piece order. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We might, for that event, we might have to have you cook up some chicken sandwiches and shit.
It might just be time to bring it back, my boy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some work, but it could definitely be a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoy cooking.
Yeah, you were doing pretty decent when you would do the actual sale.
Yeah, I was doing like 10 to 15 orders, and they're like $15 a pop.
Oh yeah.
So a good extra $150, you know? And then like if I made 10, extra $150, and it probably cost like $60, $50-$60. So it's about a good like hour, 2 hours work to make $100, but
yeah,
what it could potentially be
if you're pushing it like that, then yeah.
Those could be $15 to $20 plates, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 20 orders, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing about the food, man. Like, that's just the kryptonite, bro. Like, if you have a good product, that should just like with anything, but with food, because like I think food is one of those things that like every single day of every hour is being consumed, right? Like, if you have a good fucking piece of the chicken sandwiches,
yeah. And if you like it, you're gonna stick with it. Like, think about what you eat. Like you eat pizza and sushi. You feel me? Like, if I owned a pizza business or a sushi business, I'd be making a lot of money off you, my niggas. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So you feel me?
Hey, but he's talking about me. But what about? It's funny because we did the calculations of the Inca Maya burritos, and I forgot the number.
I said like one a week.
So what did we say? We said like in the year, or I think we did like a 3-year thing, and it was like what?
It was like
36 to 40 or something like that.
It was like one a week, so 4 months, fucking in a year, that's like 48 burritos a year. And then there's a couple times where I had it twice a week. So you were saying like about 50 to 54 burritos in a year.
A year, yeah. But it's funny when you really start to break down what you eat, you're like, damn.
That's a lot of burritos, nigga.
Like pizza, bro, it's one of my kryptonites.
I've been eating the Inca Maya. There's only been a couple weeks out of this year where I didn't have it at least one time.
For me, if you're not eating food that you fucking grabbed from fucking work, you're eating Inca Maya or a salad.
Or a habit salad. Usually, like my rotation will be habit salad, Inca Maya burrito, El Pollo Loco Pollo Bowl, or randomly maybe a Blaze in there.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's 4 things. But I'll probably get a salad like 2 times a week.
Yeah,
and then I might get poke. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's funny how we just get like into our habits and whatever what we like to eat.
But I'm changing that up this week. I'm finna cook. I'm just gonna keep doing like chicken and fish. We're gonna try that out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Get that meal prep going.
See what it do.
Get that meal prep going.
I had a little meal prep right now, but I ended up eating it all.
And I came over here. Surprising the other one survived.
Yeah, for sure.
Because after I ate that first one, I was like,
you low-key wanted that shit.
Damn.
I tried to tell you, nigga. The other, I had 3, but the 2 that I had were like, for some reason, one of them didn't even have a bone in it, nigga. So it was just small, like the smallest style, you know.
Yeah, man. I think that's it. That's all I got for
sure.
For the
all right, so Ben Baller posted this. There's a question. So let's say he posted on Threads. So let's say you get a meal comped at a restaurant, right? The server knows you're an important person. They know that you are comped, right? It's a $120 bill. How much do you tip?
If I'm Ben Baller or just anybody? Like if
I mean, you're an important person. You got money. I mean,
I'm important already, but
you get what I'm saying. This time important already.
I'm on my Joe Budden.
You know what I'm saying, nigga? Like
highly important or important.
You're important. You got it comped, obviously, so you must be somebody.
The server, I mean, I'm still gonna tip the server, bro.
Yeah, how much are you gonna tip him? It's a $120 meal that was comped. Everything was free. So how much do you give him? Do you give him half?
I mean,
if $60?
If I'm like balling this shit, bro, I wouldn't have a problem paying these servers, dog. So I might not change their life one time, but like give them a good amount of money.
How much you gonna give them, nigga? Down.
I mean, how much money do I have?
The bill was $120 and it was free though.
Okay, so if it's me at $120, I'm doing like $30.
Okay,
you feel me?
But if you're Ben Baller,
but if I'm Ben Baller, it might be 300, it might be 400. You know what I mean? It might be five.
Nice.
You know, like,
real nigga. I fuck with
like
it.
for me. I mean, I think like
these niggas gave me a free meal. I'm finna give the server 500.
Yeah, like I mean, the thing is like if you have money, bro, like money ain't the option. Like if I have a good meal, you know, like and the server's good and whatever, like I've never really had an experience where I'm like I don't want to pay this person.
No, for sure. I'm not saying don't pay them, but I'm just saying like
being that it's comped.
Depending on being that it's comped, there's a range. Like somebody might automatically think, well, if something's comped and I'm supposed to be here, I'm giving half of that. So 60. Some people might say 60 already for a $120 meal is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't comped. So the fact that it was comped and you gave them $60, like knowing that it could just be free.
Yeah.
You're a good guy. But then also giving them 120 says like, oh, that's the whole thing. What he would have paid, he said, fuck it, I'm just gonna give this to the server.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I was
a great tip.
And that would be a great tip. And then giving 400 kind of says like, you know what? Like I appreciate the hospitality and you're a nice guy, the guy who comped this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna treat your server good and make him feel good and give him $400.
I wouldn't have a problem. Like if I had money, bro, like where money wasn't the option, I wouldn't have a problem like giving a lot of money away.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, like I mean, I do it already. Like I feel like, bro, like there be times I can't really even do it. But if I, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm like at a restaurant, I'm for sure like I'm gonna give the tip. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like one of those things where I feel like if I had money, bro, I'll be very like giving too still. So
no, for sure.
If I come across something like that, I'm like still the same shit. You know, let me break them off.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be fired too. I mean, it's a good feeling. You know, if you imagine you over here being able to break somebody off with like what they would make in a week.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little different. I think I might have talked about it before, but like, you know, back when we were younger and shit, we went like canning and stuff like that.
Canning.
You know what that is? We would go get recycled.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like we'll go literally like going
around the block and find some shit.
Find recycles and stuff, right? And we passed by this like group of older guys, you know, like when I think about it now, they might have been like 20s, 21, maybe even 18, 19. They seen us and shit like with a cart, just like fucking 4 kids with like just carts and carts of cans and shit. So they start like giving us money, you know?
Nice.
Like, and I'm just saying, like, you look at that, it's like, I felt great. I was like, oh shit, now we can go to McDonald's right now.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure,
I mean?
for sure.
Like, and they were just doing a good deal.
Yeah, they're like, oh, these niggas obviously need money if they're out here, little kids
for sure.
getting fucking.
And we went straight there. From there, we went straight to McDonald's, man. And this is back when like McDonald's had the playroom and they had the balls and shit where you could dive into the little ball pool and shit.
What'd you guys do with the cans?
We want to go, you know.
Oh yeah, but before or after you went to McDonald's?
No, we went and cashed them. We're like, okay, well, let's go cash these. We already got like, I think at that time it was like maybe like $30-$40 or whatever.
That's what they gave you?
Well, they gave us like maybe like, yeah, like.
Hell yeah. Niggas was like, we finna eat good right now.
For sure. They gave us money, bro. Like they hooked us up like 220s and shit. And like we cashed out or whatever. We didn't have much cans. Like it was like we had like a cart maybe.
But still $30-$40 back then for some food.
Oh, back there in McDonald's, bro, was like, I mean, it might have been one of those Tuesdays where it was like 39-cent burgers and
niggas
shit.
got burgers and fries and fucking
everything, fool. And then we want to go fuck up the playpen.
That's a good day. You guys fucked it up?
You know, we used to climb on top of shit and
doing everything you're not supposed to do it and shit. Like let's climb the net on the outside. Like, what the fuck, nigga?
Exactly.
It's a whole slide.
I'm telling you, man, we used to play fucking tag on top of roofs, man. We used to like literally jump from roof to roof and shit. Like, it's just some of the things I think about. I'm like, man, like if I knew my kid was out there doing that shit, like I'm not gonna be thrilled because like you're gonna end up in jail. You're gonna end up in the hospital or dead. You feel me? Like jumping between a building and shit. Like
crazy.
Who we think we are, Spider-Man universe?
No, for sure.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I guess that's another one. That's episode 41. You know what I mean? If you're still here to the end, man, we appreciate everybody who taps in, especially if you're watching this whole motherfucker. It'll be a lot of us just chilling and shit, you know? Appreciate you guys, man. Like, subscribe, share that shit. That's episode 41, man. Till next time.
Peace.
Malcolm X.
For Pete's sake, we're gonna have a problem here.